Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to our reading. We are continuing The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. We're starting chapter 6 today. We finished chapter 5 yesterday. If you have missed any of the previous readings, there are playlists, an abundance of playlists, not only of this book that we're doing for the second time. So you can find this series of readings under Think and Grow Rich 2025. I did another one previously, and we have many other books if you are into mindset, personal development, manifestation, or just trying to shift your mindset, trying to rewire your subconscious mind. I read these aloud with you. So if you don't like reading books or you don't buy audiobooks, here is your free audiobook here with me reading and sharing stories and using examples and just chatting with you a little bit. So happy Saturday. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Here in the States, it is a holiday weekend. Memorial Day is on Monday. So many people took off Friday. People took off Thursday, to be honest. So they extended into a 4-day weekend. So a lot of pool parties. It is the official kickoff of summer here. Yeah, I got burned yesterday, y'all. Look at this. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Guys, look. I got burned. I got sunburned. I went on a walk. I just went on a walk. I got straight up sunburned. It's been a long time since I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, the sun was just out. My bare arms. I had obviously SPF on my face up, but I do that all the time when I go walking. But my goodness. I hope I don't peel. Whatever. Anyways, it's gonna be a nice tan. Moving on. Happy unofficial summer. Because I think the summer um solstice. Yeah, summer solstice starts June 20th or June 21st. Let's see. Hey Siri, what day does summer start?
Summer begins June 20th and ends September 22nd.
All right, June 20th is the official start of summer of the season, but in spirit, it starts Monday, this weekend, really. All right, chapter 6. How riches come to you. When I say that you do not have to drive sharp bargains, I do not mean that you do not have to drive any bargains at all, or that you are above the necessity for having any dealings with other people. I mean that you will not need to deal with them unfairly. You do not have to get something for nothing. You can give to every person more than you take from them. It's a win-win-win-win abundance mindset. And just before I move on, always know that at any moment, the more I do this work, the more I'm realizing, at least for me and clients that I deal with, and if you're attracted to this material in any way, you have to make a decision to get very serious about your life. If you are not happy with the results in your life in any area, it's not until you get serious and make a decision. I am going to change my life. I am going to change the way I'm doing things. I'm going to change the results, or I'm going to change what's going on inside so that the outside results change by shifting my mindset from one of fear, lack, and scarcity to love, faith, abundance, prosperity. For most people, especially the way we're programmed, and I even got a comment, bless this person, I think it was on TikTok. I had put a piece of one of the readings, I think of chapter 5, about there being more than enough, that nobody could take what's from you. Anything is possible, right? It's healing from your past, freeing, releasing, right? Doing the work to let go. And this person went on to share their story about how they don't get their expectations up. Nothing works out for them. The world is going to hell in a handbasket, basically. All of the terrible things that they've experienced in their life and how this stuff is BS, basically. Like, that's not true, and all of this. And of course, as a therapist, I hear stories like this all the time. Me, myself, I used to be that person, right? And I have nothing but love, compassion, and validation for that person because they have their lived experience. But at the end of the day, there's nothing I can say. There's nothing I can say that can convince that person. They have to make the decision on their own that, yeah, this is true. I have been handed a big, crappy deck of cards in life. I experienced violation and abuse when I was younger. It's not fair. It's horrendous. And everybody would agree with you, and you're right. And you're right. When you've been wronged, when you've been betrayed, when you've been hurt, I don't even go into, of course, I have my own thoughts of why do we have to go through certain trials and tribulations? It's just not fair. It's not fair. However, what are we going to do? Because the truth is, there are people who go through the most atrocious situations, and some succeed and use that and thrive even better than people that have never been through that. And there are people who don't. What is the difference? What is the difference between people who thrive, succeed, move on, heal, and people who stay stuck, shrink, and die in any area, to be honest? What is the difference? Same circumstances, same situation that has happened to them, same life, you know, cards that were dealt. But why do some people get through it? It's their mindset. It's the way that they think. And it's not to blame like, oh, you don't have a good mindset. No, it's a choice. And it's not easy. It is not easy. It's about letting go and forgiving, having boundaries, taking the proper precautions, holding the people accountable, if that, putting them in jail, if that's what needs to happen, getting retribution, getting whatever, and then moving on. And no matter how long that takes, it's a decision that you make. And you might say, Carla, I can never forgive. I can never move on. I can never do this. Fair enough. I've been there. But I would encourage you, if you want a better life, but you just can't see how it can happen, and this is just not resonating with you, I would say, be willing. Say, I do not know how I can ever move on from this. I don't know how I can ever forgive this, release this, heal this, even get 1 inch better thinking about this because it just seems so unfair. Just be willing. I am willing to see this differently. I am willing to see my life differently. I am willing to see the possibilities differently. I don't want to let this go, but I'm willing to let this go. I don't want to let this go. I'm not ready to let this go. I don't know how to let this go, but I'm willing to be willing to let this go. I'm willing to see a new way of looking at this. I'm willing to see a way that I can maybe use my pain to help someone else. Whatever it is for you. Journal, pray, reach out for help, seek therapy, a trusted advisor. You don't have to do it alone. But I implore you, please do not stay in a place of pain and interrupt the momentum. I was just on a walk yesterday and, all of us are human and we all, especially if we're growing, the gargoyles or the gremlins or the monsters or the devil in the head, right? Because it comes in forms of thoughts, very dark, insidious thoughts. And as long as we're human in this incarnation, we will always have those, always. But it's how much are we identified with them? How long do we let them go on for? It's like a train track. There's train tracks of faith, there's train tracks of fear. When the fear track gets momentum, it's like and it floods your body. There's nothing you can think that will help that because you are on that track. Only negative thoughts will come. It's like, that's when you have to pattern interrupt. When you're already on that wave, you just got to wait for it to crash, but like ride the wave, get it over with, pattern interrupt it. You don't have to. It's like, say you walked into a room and there's somebody who's yelling at you and you're like, oh, I walked into this room. I just got to have them yell at me and finish yelling at me and abuse me and throw things at me. And no, walk out the door. Walk out the door. But we are under the illusion that we have to just take it. Well, it's coming up for a reason. If I just walk out the door, I'm bypassing it. No, you're not. This is the way that I do it to make sure that I'm not bypassing it. When I have this feeling where I'm in a room, metaphorically, and I am just getting attacked and feeling like garbage, I will walk out immediately and also say, and break through and be like, what is this here to teach me? Why is this coming up? What is this here to teach me? I will start jumping jacks, shaking, putting loud music on, interrupting it. There's a lot of, what is it? What is it called? Why is this totally floating? It'll pop up like toast. NLP, neuro linguistic programming. There's a lot of wonderful techniques when it comes to pattern interrupting. And also like to regulate your nervous system, like splashing cold water on your face, listening to loud music, going on a walk, taking deep breaths, just jumping in place, shaking your hands. Interrupt the pattern, especially if it's going in a negative direction, don't F with it. You don't owe it anything. If you were to owe it something, you owe it. Why is this here? What is this here to show me? Is this trying to keep me safe? And sometimes that's valid, sometimes it's not. It's like when I want to do a public speech, all my body shuts down, like it's trying to keep me safe. But there is no danger, there is no actual threat. It is just in my old lizard brain, in the amygdala, trying to keep me safe. I can override that and I can calm and soothe myself, and then you get over it. The more and more you do it, it's like exposure therapy, right? Um, I am on a whole nother tangent, but I was talking about this person who was just making the case, rightly so, for their terrible life and all the negativity in it. And the truth is that they're right. And I would just encourage this person, do you want it to be different? The answer would be, well, yeah, duh, I want it different, but it won't be. It can't be. Do you want to believe that it can't be? And you just continue to ask the question, what do you truly want? Do you want to continue perpetuating this story and feeling powerless and like a victim and like you have no control of your life, which we can all feel at times? Or do you want it to be different? And if you do want it to be different, you gotta think differently. Just make a decision. You think you don't have control over your thoughts. You think they just happen to you. You have control. This, and I said this last time, I read this line in this book. It was so powerful. This moment, the present moment, and all the future moments are completely independent and free of the one before it. Today is completely independent from yesterday. Today is completely independent from last week, from last year, from last decade, from when you were a child. It is completely independent. I also watched something, it was super powerful. It said, we truly know, there's a knowing. It resonates when people say you co-create your life. You know, that's why people are so attracted to this material, but they get disappointed because they don't understand how to create their life. You are always co-creating. It's more unconscious, the more asleep we get and programmed we get. But when you were a child and you had dreams and hopes, you were truly creating your life, either consciously or unconsciously. And then at some point you stopped. And now you've just been playing the same record that you recorded back in the day. But when we look at people who are truly thriving, truly living, truly reinventing themselves, we see it a lot with musicians and actors. They might have been a child actor and they don't thrive. They end up drunk and, you know, in rehab because they believe the script and the story that they were just a child actor and they're washed up. But then we see other people who are just continuing to work and reinvent themselves. Like, I think that that is one of the biggest, beautiful feats of continuing to renew yourself and stay fresh, whether you're a normal civilian or somebody in the public eye. But it's from our thoughts and our beliefs. It's self-image, it's self-concept. You know, those are popular buzzwords, but they are so important. I encourage you to read Maxwell Maltz, Dr. Maxwell Maltz's book, Psycho-Cybernetics, which, y'all, I might dive into that book next. It is so darn powerful. You know, maybe I'll do like, because I don't think it's in the public domain. I don't think I can just flat out read it. I don't want to get dinged here, but maybe I'll do like cliff notes on it or something like a master class. Because self-concept and self-image creates your life. It's like, who do you think you are? And if you don't like who you are, reinvent yourself. Think about people, pardon me, think about people who have reinvented themselves. And at first people are like, who does she think she is? But then after a while, you believe it, or the world believes it at least because they're meeting you for the first time. But people in your hometown continue to look at you as your old version and they never want you to grow because that makes them feel uncomfortable. I mean, I could go off on tangents. Clearly, I am already going off on tangents. Anyways, that was just the first paragraph of this chapter. Chapter 6, how riches come to you from Wallace D. Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich. Okay. It's Bob Proctor. He did the forward to this version. But yeah, so all of that monologue for the last, 10, 15 minutes was you have to make a decision. If you want to change your life, it is very black and white. Either you're gonna believe it or you're not. make a decision to get sober of mind. Do not F around with drinking from the fount of fear. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. Sometimes it'll work. That's where most people live. That's where I found myself living. So it's just like any addiction. When I was using alcohol to cope, there was the world that I lived in of oscillating between drinking and not drinking, drinking and not drinking. Maybe I'll drink today, maybe I won't. I was sober for a couple weeks, then I would drink. And it was just like I was living in the both sober, not sober, sober, belligerent, sober, belligerent, sober, belligerent. But I made a decision to move over to complete sobriety. There is no option. This world died and I'm just sober. So think about your life when it comes to your belief system. I believe, I don't believe. I believe, I don't believe. I have faith, I'm in fear. I have faith, it works. It doesn't work, it works. Just move to the decision that it works. Make a decision in your mind. I will only think positive thoughts. Of course, will negative thoughts pop in, but I say, oh, thank you for sharing. Does this have any information that I need to listen to? And immediately release. Look at it, understand it, don't bypass it. Why is this coming up? What is this here to teach me? What is it here, on my growth path? But it's not an option. Fear, lack, scarcity, anger, resentment is not an option to stay and dwell in. You're human, you're going to have all those emotions. But it's like, it's not something that you are going to indulge or live in. It's not an option for you. Just remember that. For me, God, I just have these epiphanies of like, it is so black and white. You have to make, and it's day by day, by the way, just like drinking addicts who are serious of, trying to stay sober one day at a time. They say, today I'm not going to drink. This hour I won't drink. You have to take it day by day because you are always growing and moving and thinking, and this world is always going and it will always change. It's not like a one and done. Like I made a decision to get sober and now I don't have to deal with it again. No, it's like it's different for everybody, the intensity of having to fight for that. But same with your mindset. Some people, it's very easy for them to be positive. Some people, their life circumstances are just different. And the world would say, oh, they have it easier. It doesn't matter. No one has it easy. Everybody, I would say everybody's up. Everybody. It's a different flavor. And absolutely no need to compare, just like he talked about. Don't compare, especially people always compare their pain and their trauma. Well, this happened to them. And we think that that's the thing that earns us rewards or riches, how much pain you suffered. No, that is such an old world. You don't have to suffer. Do most of us do? Yes. There's a difference between pain and suffering and being uncomfortable. And it's what's our relationship with growth and discomfort, getting out of our comfort zone. For most people, that's super painful. But the more you get out of your comfort zone and the more you grow and stretch and get uncomfortable, it's like going to the gym. It's like, yeah, my legs really hurt, but I'm not afraid of it. It's not painful. It's very uncomfortable, but it'll pass. That's a part of growing. So again, get serious, make a decision. Either you are going to have faith and believe in your potential and your possibility and in life that this universe is truly co-creating with you and you're going to decide that you're going to do it, or you're not. If you are not deciding what I just said, you are deciding by default to oscillate or fall down into the pits of despair. Make no mistake, everybody is experiencing this. Why do you think we all have this material? We all have we have access to great minds, wisdom, ancient wisdom, teachers from all denominations and schools of thought. And they all agree on one thing, that your thoughts create your life. You become what you think about. You become what you think about. What are you thinking about? Are you thinking over and over and over of all the terrible things that happened to you? Or are you thinking about what you want? Healing, growing, learning from what happened and getting the help you need. And then what? What do you want for your life? Do not stay stuck in old, outdated tracks that have been laid down from other people. You deserve to heal and deserve to be free from any of the past stories. Don't let it keep you down. Don't let it tie you down. It's so important. It's very black and white. That's kind of how I started. The more I do this, the more I realize how very black and white it is. It's like any addiction. We're addicted to faith or fear, period. All right. You cannot give a person more in cash value than you take from them, but you can give them more in use value than cash value of the thing you take from them. The paper, ink, and other material in this book may not be worth the money you paid for it, but if the ideas in this book bring you thousands of dollars, you have not been wronged by those who sold it to you. They have given you a great use value for a small cash value. So, I mean, that's why it's like when you go to get a hip replacement or whatever, like the actual piece of equipment to replace the hip. I don't know who said it. Like prosthetics, like they're very cheap material, but the expertise, the hospital, everybody who works there, the doctor, everything, I mean, what is it, like thousands of dollars for the surgery, but the actual cost of the items used is not. It's like think about going to a restaurant. How much does the ice cream sundae that you ordered actually cost? Well, the ice cream costs $5, the hot fudge costs $2. At the end of the day, it takes about $10. I mean, not really, well, $10 in products to make how many hot fudge sundaes? You pay about $5 for, or whatever, for like a hot fudge sundae. Maybe you'll pay $10. But the actual cost to make that hot fudge sundae might have been 30 cents. But you get charged for the labor and for the effort put into it, for the ease, for the convenience of it. So the cost value, we don't pay for the cost value, we pay for the actual overall value. So this actual book, how much I paid for it, was a lot less, a lot more than what it cost to print it probably. But it's even more value for all the ideas that are in it and what I'll get out of it for the rest of my life. It's an investment. And so he's saying that that's what you can do. You're always doing that. Whether you're selling, we all selling, an idea, a product, or a service. We're always selling ourselves to the world, to our family, to our partners, to our children. And what are we giving? You know, are we enriching people's lives? Let us suppose that I own a picture with any civilized community let us suppose that I own a picture which in any civilized community is worth thousands of dollars. So he owns a picture, framed, painted picture, that is worth thousands of dollars. I take it to Baffin Bay and by salesmanship induce an Eskimo to give a bundle of furs worth 500 for it. I have really wronged him because he has no use for the picture. It has no use value to him. It will not add to his life. So he's selling a picture to an Eskimo in return for very warm coats. But suppose I give him a gun worth $50 for his furs. Then he has made a good bargain. He has use for the gun. It will give him more furs and much more food. It will add to his life in every way. It will make him rich. Remember, depending on where we live, what we do for a living, how we live our lifestyle, riches come in different ways. It's like abundance can come in different ways. Think about somebody who's into like rock climbing. If you give them the best new gear and shoes and all of that, that is riches for them. But if you give all the rock climbing gear to somebody who's in a wheelchair, what are they going to do with that? Like, what are we like? Are you going to give the keys to a brand new Rolls Royce to a 3-year-old? They have no use for that. You might give a power wheel, right? But likewise, if you give a keys to a power wheel to a 35-year-old, what are they going to do with it? You know what I mean? So, what are we giving? Especially if we're in business, you know? When you rise from the competitive to the creative plane, you can scan your business transactions very strictly. If you see that you are selling a person anything that does not add more to his life than the thing he gives you in exchange, you can afford to stop it. You cannot have to beat, you do not have to beat anybody in business. And If you are in a business which does beat people, get out of it at once. So if you, and we know salespeople like this all the time, trying to sell us something that we don't need or that wouldn't benefit our lives, and it's a big investment. Instead of them having integrity or understanding the laws and selling it to people who would really benefit from it, that's only when our businesses are successful. And so, yeah, it's like not everybody needs therapy. Not everybody needs or wants therapy. Not everybody needs or wants life coaching. Not everybody needs or wants mindset work. But the people who do, it's life saving, life changing. For me, I already said I've invested six figures in my personal development, personal and spiritual development. And for me, that was take my money, shut up and take my money. I needed it in my life. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. But not everybody is. So I'm not going, I mean, I personally think everybody needs mindset work, but not everybody's ready for it. I'm not going to force it down someone's throat. I trust that the right people will be attracted to my business model, to my courses, to my coaching, to my one-on-ones. And I'm not worried. Like I'm not competing with other coaches or creators in that sense. Like, yeah, I'm working on things and I'm going to, because I don't even like really talk about the things that I do. I mean, I have clients. I'm happy with where I'm at, but I can always be better. And so getting more serious about serving people because selling is serving. If if people didn't tell me about their products, I would never know about them. If people didn't put themselves out there and talk about their courses and how what they're teaching and how their lives have changed, I would never know. And so it's a duty for you, for me, to tell people the services we offer. Because if we never offer something, how does anybody know that they can purchase it and have it change their lives? So we are always investing in ourselves. And it feels good when you purchase something that changes you, that helps you, that shifts the way you see things. Like sometimes I'll just purchase something because it shifts the way that I see myself, to be honest. It's like we do that all the time, whether it be like accessories or whatever. But when it comes to, I mean, I just actually got off a call earlier this morning. There's a like a creator academy that I signed up for. Immediately when the credit card was ran, like I just feel so aligned and so excited to explore this new avenue of growth for me. And so automatically my vibration has changed. I felt that way a lot. Like any courses that I took, especially when I studied with Bob Proctor, it was like those were some scary investments because he, is extremely well versed and was one of the wisest people in the personal development industry. And just to be in his presence and be in his courses, it's like you just feel different. And so it's more about the frequency and the energy. That's what it's about. And so if you are interested in joining any personal development course or class or taking one-on-one, it's like, how do you feel? It's not about the actual product. It's not about the actual product. It's about you and your vibration and your energy. That's what it's really about. You're not paying for the actual course and the modules. How many modules? That's what people get in their head. Like, well, what am I actually getting? Well, do I get a workbook? Do I get this? You're not paying for the workbook. You're not paying. That is like incidental. You're paying for the energy and the change and the identity shift as a person who invests in themselves and changes. It's never about the material. Sometimes the material is great, but it's never about the material. Because think about it. When you go to a gym, it's never about the gym. It's never about the treadmills. It's about who you become and how your body changes through the actions that you take, through the thoughts that you think, like, oh crap, I invested in this. I might as well do it, right? But people don't even do that. It's so wild. But what a Saturday morning, y'all. Okay. So when you rise from the competitive to the creative plane, you can scan your business transactions very strictly. If you see that you are selling a person anything that does not add more value to his life, if you're doing that, get out of that at once. Give people more in use value than you take from them in cash value. Then you are adding to the life of the world with every business transaction. If you have people working for you, you must take from them more in cash value than you pay them in wages. but you can organize your business so that it will be filled with the principle of advancement. Thus, each employee who wishes to do so may advance a little every day. You can make your business do for your employees what this book is doing for you. You can conduct your business so that it will be a ladder by which every willing employee may climb to riches himself. And it is not your fault if they do not accept the opportunity. Even though you can cause your riches to come out of the formless substance which permeates all of your environment, it does not follow that your fortune will immediately take shape from the atmosphere and come into being before your eyes. If you want a sewing machine, for instance, I would suggest that before you impress the thought of a sewing machine on the thinking substance, you first make sure the image of the machine is clearly formed in your mind. If you want a sewing machine, hold the mental image of it with the most positive certainty that it is being made or it's on its way to you. After once forming the thought, have the most absolute and unquestioning faith that the sewing machine is coming. Never think of it or speak of it without feeling confident that it will arrive. Claim it as yours already. That's really all you have to do. We think in images. Think about what you want, see it in your mind clearly. Imagine it on its way to you or already having it. It's already yours. And never question that it's going to arrive. Claim it. And if you don't believe that, just try it. Have fun. What if? Screw it. What do you have to lose? It will be brought to you by the power of the supreme intelligence acting upon the mind of mankind. If you live in Maine, it may be that a person will be brought from Texas or Japan to engage in some transaction which will result in your getting what you want. If so, the whole matter will be as much to that person's advantage as it is to yours. It's a win-win-win-win-win. When you want something, everybody wins when you do it right in that state of winning, of abundance. It's like, the baker. The baker loves baking. It's their passion, hopefully. And they produce a wonderful product and they sell it to people who get to enjoy the beautiful pastries and they get paid for it and they can live their lives and enjoy a healthy living and a free life and continue to bake more and give more. And it's like it's just the never-ending cycle of abundance and giving, an abundance and giving. And when you're dealing with people who love their job. It doesn't matter if it's a secretary, a janitor, or a teacher, or a director, or an actor. It's like you can tell when someone really enjoys what they do. And it makes it so much better. But there's so many people out there that don't enjoy what they do or they don't have faith and confidence in what they do. And you can kind of it's mediocre. That's why people who are really tapped into their gifts, it's like they got wait lists. They can charge the big bucks because it's not just their product or service, it's their vibration you're paying for. It's their energy. And you could be just healed in their energy. It's like there's times that I've bought courses, I don't even look at it. I'm just like, I love to be in this person's community. It just raises my vibration. It makes me feel a certain way. It's like Nike, right? It's like it makes you feel like the swoosh, at least for me. It's like it makes you feel like an athlete. It makes you feel strong. Well, at least me, it's like they are selling greatness. They are selling the potential within you in your athletic capabilities. It makes you feel a certain way. So we love to drink out of our Nike cups or whatever, like all the branded stuff. It just makes you feel a different way. Everything has a vibration and it's different to everybody. But what makes you feel powerful, strong, capable, worthy? Like what makes you feel that way? Get into that vibration, get into that frequency, hang around people that make you feel that way, All right. So claim whatever it is, think about it, claim it as already yours. Don't question that it's going to come to you. Just keep envisioning it and feel it to be true, that it's already yours. It will be brought to you by the power of the supreme intelligence acting upon the mind of mankind. So if you live in Maine and you want a sewing machine, maybe somebody in Texas or Japan will be engaging in it, building it, selling it, and you're in Maine, and they will be attracted to you, and you will make that transaction. They will be the one to bring it to you, and you will gladly pay for it. Do not forget for a moment that the thinking substance is in everything, communicating with everything, and able to influence everything. The desire of the thinking substance for more life and better living has caused the creation of all the sewing machines that have ever been made, and it can cause the creation of millions more. It will do so whenever people set it in motion by desire and faith and by acting in the certain way. All right. We'll finish this tomorrow. We'll just have two parts of chapter 6. I know I chatted a lot today. But you know what? I do well in the mornings. I used to read on a lot of my playlists before I went to work when I had my, when I used to go full time to my therapy office. I used to film every morning at like 7 a.m. But that's one pattern that I know about myself. My mind is just clear in the morning. I love to create in the morning. And so I'm just thinking that I had done, that mindset reset. I've done live group in-person classes, and then I formed it for more like mindset work. And it's one of my favorite. It's like a 6 module course, and I'm going to record it. And I'm just thinking like, I need to do that in the mornings. Anyways, it's going to be a 6 module course that is digital. You can purchase it, you can watch it, have lifetime access to all of the modules. It's called Mindset Reset, and it teaches on these principles going in depth. I'm going to add some tapping, some subconscious rewiring. It's just going to be a full and complete course, very affordable. Don't you worry. So I'm going to hopefully be launching that in the next couple weeks. And maybe I'll add on the replays from my old live course too, so you can just have access to those as well. So I'm really excited about that. And of course, we have our Napoleon Hill Institute big 6-month program for totally reprogramming your subconscious mind. If you're really passionate and you have a desire and you want to go after something, please reach out. All of the links are below and below the description on this video. And just see what works, see what resonates. If you truly want to change your life, make a decision. Make a decision. And I will always be here to answer any questions you have, offer free consultation calls, and I have a lot of services. Go to my website, it's myname.com, carlaelizondo.com. And I just love working with people who are really ready to change. Just make a decision that you're ready to change. And this works, but you got to work it. All right. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. I will see you guys tomorrow.